Let's fly Hubsan X4 H107C. This could be considered an original micro quadcopter, considering how many companies cloned its design. If you're familiar with Hubsans, you'll probably immediately notice that this is a H107D body. The reason for that is very simple. I actually liked how this white matte color look, so I went ahead and bought this shell and moved the parts over. I'm also running UDI H106A propellers on it. These propellers help with stability, and these propellers look very similar to JJRC 1000A's propellers. They actually look almost identical to it. This quadcopter has two advantages over its competition still. Number one advantage is that you can precisely dial in the rates on this quadcopter as you want them. So it has two rates, high and low, and you can control the low rates from 20% to 60% and high rates from 60% to 100%. Now, at high rates, this quadcopter is a bit twitchy. At 100%, it's a very touchy and twitchy, and it also likes to butt scoot. What butt scooting is that when you give it the way you check the auto leveling on a quadcopter is that you give it a full throttle and full pitch, and then you quickly let go of the pitch and you see how it stables out. And what this does at 100% is that when you let go, the back of it drops a little bit, and that's called butt scooting. These propellers help with that, but if you also lower the rates to 80%, then it's almost perfect. It doesn't go down much, and it's actually perfect, you could say. Another advantage this quadcopter has over its competitions is that the camera on this quadcopter, I don't have a camera here because I actually fried the camera when moving it over, but the camera on this on Hubsan's is aimed straight, and the great thing about that is that you don't have to fly up very high to film what's in front of you. With angled cameras such as on JJRC H6C or SEMA X11C, you have to fly up ridiculously high to film landscape in front of you, but not with Hubsan, so that's an advantage. What else can I tell you about this quadcopter? I think that's pretty much it, so let's go ahead and fly it. Alright, let's go. I'm not gonna comment too much during this flight. I hope you don't mind that. I'm gonna fly about 3.5 minutes because while these propellers help with stability, they actually decrease flight times. So let's go. I'll try to fly it against the trees and grass, so it's easier to see. Okay, I switched to expert mode, and this is 80%. It handles very well. That's full speed. The reception on this quadcopter is just amazing. It's very stable. You're gonna fly it out of your sight before you're gonna fly it out of its range. It's a very solid range. Full speed again. The yaw on the second rate is 60%. That's the lowest you can go, and for me that's a bit still too high, but you can get used to it. I don't like fast yaw very much, to be honest. Let's get a bit closer. Now let me show you what I mean by butt scooting. I'm gonna give it full pitch and full throttle and watch what happens. You see how it drops a little bit? It still does it, just a tiny bit, but it's not bad. Watch. You see how it did that? So it kind of does it enough that it levels out, but at 100% that may actually, when you're flying it, may actually get you crushed. But at 80%, this quadcopter handles just perfectly. Let's come in and do a flyaway. I'm gonna do it to that side. The flips are the weak point of this quadcopter. The flips are terrible on it, and the way you activate flips is also terrible. You have to wiggle the what is it? The roll stick back and forth to flip it, and the flips are very, very sloppy. Dedicated button for flips is much better. That was full speed. I think I already mentioned that while these propellers help with stability, they decrease flight times quite drastically. Let's fly in a circle. And it's time to come for a landing. Okay, now let's try Mobius in wide angle view. The previous video was in a narrow field of view. If you watch both videos, I would actually appreciate a feedback. Which one did you like more? Go into expert mode and let's do a flyaway straight off the bat. Oh, that's awesome. Actually, what I forgot to do in the previous video is vertical lift. So let's see how fast this quadcopter takes off. So 3, 2, 1, full throttle. That was fast. Get down slowly. The fact that reception on this quadcopter is so good and you practically never fly it out of its range is such a confidence booster. You just know that you don't have to worry about that. That's really great. I'm gonna try to get in a bit closer. I'm not going to attempt a flip because flips on this are terrible, as I mentioned. That's not anywhere to full speed. Just flying it slow. Whoops. That's full speed. Yeah, this could probably be my favorite micro quadcopter. It's the very first one, you could say, but it's still one of the best ones. One of the best ones. The other quadcopter that I think comes close to this and actually gives Hubsan a run for its money is top-selling X6, also known as H107C, and also known as FY310B. That's a direct clone of Hubsan. They cloned everything, but besides cloning it, they actually improved it as well. The flips on that quadcopter are much better than on Hubsan, and it also handles great. I'm gonna fly that as well, and I'll show you. The way rolls work on Hubsan transmitter is that you have to push them all the way to get a feedback. They're not very sensitive. I'm not sure if I like that or not. Just, I guess, takes time to get used to. Alright. So this was Hubsan H107C. I hope you liked this flight. Thanks for watching.